How far can you go, riding on nothing but the power of the sun? Stretching across thousands of kilometers of South Africa's breathtaking yet unforgiving terrain, the Sasol Solar Challenge is no ordinary competition. It's a test of endurance, innovation, and the human spirit's resilience. Over the course of 8 relentless days, 13 teams from across the globe will not only face the road, but will contend with the inimitable essence of South Africa itself. Towering mountain passes, scorching heat, and sudden changes in the environment will push both machines and minds to their limits. Wild animals and dense urban traffic will add unpredictability to the journey, all while the stark beauty of the Karoo to the coast will offer moments of awe and reflection. The competitors are as diverse as the challenges they face. Some are small, independent teams running on ambition and grit, their solar cars built in makeshift workshops and fueled by dreams of triumph. Others are powerhouse university teams, equipped with cutting-edge technology, funded by corporate sponsorships, and carrying the weight of global expectations. But beyond the science, this challenge is about connection. It's about the people met along the way, children waving from the roadside, strangers cheering from rural towns, and communities inspired by the possibilities of solar-powered dreams. It's a reminder that progress doesn't just move us forward, it brings us together. This is the story of the 2024 Sasol Solar Challenge. Welcome to Horizon. Five days before the challenge officially begins, teams from around the world arrive at Red Star Raceway to reassemble their vehicles and undergo a process known as scrutineering. During these static and dynamic inspections, engineers and judges carefully assess everything, from vehicle class build specifications to emergency safety measures and braking systems.
My name is Rob Walker. I am the owner and director of the Sasol Solar Challenge. Such a dynamic event. It's like a moving event. And when I explain to people, it's 500 people and 33 events in the space of 10 days. And it's all these elements. So as much as the teams are challenged, we as organizers are deeply challenged. But this year, the shit just worked.
A name that needs no introduction to the challenge is the Brunel Solar Team. Formerly known as Nuon, this formidable Dutch team has competed in 17 solar challenges since 2001. And since their debut at the 2014 Sasol Solar Challenge, they've claimed first place in the challenger class every single time. Fierce competitors, visionary engineers, and a powerhouse of innovation, Brunel isn't just here to compete. They're here to inspire. From fellow teams to curious onlookers, they show the world what's possible when passion and cutting-edge technology collide. This year, they're chasing their South African Big Five, their 5th consecutive win, a feat that would mark an incredible decade undefeated on South African soil. But victory won't come easy this year. 2 formidable teams are ready to challenge Brunel's reign. Making their debut on South African soil, the Dutch solar team Twente has a reputation for precision and excellence. Known for their bold designs and meticulous strategies, they're bringing fresh energy and innovation to this year's competition.
For us, this challenge, everything this year was completely new. So from start to finish, like an edition in which you don't build a full new car, that's a new part, but also the race itself is a new part. And just coming here, South Africa is a new country for most people. So those kind of things, it just adds on. And also, of course, our competitors are here. So that's also a lot of fun. Like if you go to the American Solar Challenge, you don't have Brunel and Optus, and we like competing with them because we push each other.
Last edition's runner-up by a narrow margin, the Belgian Optus Solar Team, formerly Agoria, is no stranger to the winner's podium. With a rich history of victories in global solar challenges and a relentless drive to succeed, the 2023 Bridgestone World Solar Challenge champions will stop at nothing to dethrone Brunel and claim the South African title for themselves. The cars from Brunel, Twente, and Denoptis are engineering marvels, pushing the boundaries of solar technology. Every curve, material, and component is a product of advanced engineering and countless hours of precision work with no expense spared. And while the top 3 rivals cars represent the pinnacle of solar-powered engineering, there's another side to the challenge. A side that showcases raw passion and creativity over big budgets and state-of-the-art facilities.
So we have 3 classes in the Sasol Solar Challenge. At the tip of the spear is the Challenger class. This is your Formula 1 cars of solar cars. They are single-seater, single-occupant vehicles. They're not designed for comfort or any kind of comfort for the pilot or the driver. These vehicles are the lightest, most efficient vehicles that we'll see at a solar car challenge. They are really the tip of the spear where the most innovative technology is, and they are built to go far, where possible go fast and do it at the most efficient way. So this is where your front runners, your ultimate winners come from. The teams, these guys are coming for the ultimate prize of winning the Sasol Solar Challenge overall. Then we have our cruiser class, and these vehicles are designed to be multi-occupant vehicles, and the intent here is to showcase what solar car vehicles which are usable in everyday formats could look like. So they are designed to showcase practicality, and as I mentioned, to have more than one driver. And here we start looking at comfort levels and making sure that it resembles something that we would see on the roads every day. And finally, a unique class to the Sasol Solar Challenge is our innovation class, and this is a class where we are encouraging teams to come in with new energy vehicles or new technologies. So this is the first time we've had this class at the Sasol Solar Challenge. We believe it's a class that will continue to grow, showcasing new technologies in mobility and how these tie into the ultimate goal of sustainable mobility.
Enter Carpe Diem and EV Next, 2 remarkable local teams from Mpumalanga whose cars tell a very different story.
Well, I've had a bucket list that I've been making for 20 years. But when you're running your own business and working for other people, you don't have time to do what you want to do. And now that I'm retired, I have been slowly working through my bucket list. One of the things on the list was make a solar car. So I got stuck into that about a year and a half ago, visited around Nelspruit and asked 1,000 people 1,000 questions, and eventually discovered Classy, who had entered in the 2022 Solar Challenge. And he sold me their old car. So from that, I stripped the whole car down and rebuilt it from the ground up again. And that's how we ended up with Carpe Diem.
Carpe Diem's Ladybug, nicknamed for its unique shape, is a labor of love built on a budget of less than 150,000 Rand in their team leader's garage. An innovation class vehicle, it embodies ingenuity and resourcefulness, proving that groundbreaking innovation doesn't always have to come with a hefty price tag.
And we're trying to encourage people next year, all these little children that are coming in, that why don't they build a car like this? This car was built in the garage underneath my house. Most of this has been bought over the counter. There's nothing special about it. You don't have to have high tech. Make yourself a solar car. Next year, I'm hoping to see 20 people in this category.
EV Next's Bumblebee, nicknamed for its vivid yellow body, reimagines the classic Lotus 7. With a re-engineered shell, roll cage, and internals, they've transformed a vintage vehicle into a solar-powered masterpiece. The blend of old-world charm and futuristic sustainability makes their car a standout in the competition. Their cars might not have the polish or funding of the big 3, but these 2 teams shine just as brightly with the spirit of the challenge. Built by small, self-funded teams of engineers working evenings and weekends in makeshift workshops, they're a testament to human determination and creativity.
I used to basically imagine what it would feel like to drive an electric car. And it got to a point where for years I just kept an inventory list of all the things that it'll take to build my own electric car. If you look at the country, if you look at the world, you have a ton of internal combustion engine vehicles driving around, right? The idea that overnight all of those are just going to go away and be replaced with these electric vehicles is a bit non-green. If you think about if everybody had to replace their car with an electric car, But then if you had this idea of transforming everybody's existing vehicle into something green, I think that's a more practical, that's a more sustainable idea. Right? So with this car, like that was also like the driving way of thinking. Like, okay, instead of building an electric car from scratch, try to reuse as many components as you can. Yeah. So yeah, it was a Lotus 7 that got converted into an electro-solar beast. So Bumblebee represents that.
We have Wolves Racing, a first-time team from a region where we believe we'll see a lot more teams in the years to come. From Qatar, a team that came here fueled by passion and a desire to learn. Unisa, so Unisolar, South African team is their second time on the Sasol Solar Challenge. A really big team, a really passionate South African team who are applying the learnings from 2022 into 2024. Team Solar Flare from Mpumalanga with their Razor. This is their second Sasol Solar Challenge. A privateer team, really showing what can be done with hard work, dedication, and a limited budget. So Genuine JV, a high school team, their second time on the Sasol Solar Challenge. They are mentored by TUT using their old vehicle. A team of high school students and parents showing them the next generation what they can do. Team CUT, a long-standing competitor on the Sasol Solar Challenge. They really come for the opportunity to share their passion and their engineering with the communities we visit. A small team, probably one of our smaller teams, and they bring a different view, and they're always really competing with passion and heart. Then TUT, solar car team TUT from the Tshwane University of Technology, a local South African team, our longest running solar car team, a team that embodies the spirit of what it means to be a solar car team, always helping everyone, and a highly competitive African team. Then we have the Onda Solare, a team that from Italy, a passionate group of engineers, highly skilled, bringing a magnificent vehicle to South Africa for the very first time.
Once teams have made it through scrutineering, they've earned their place on the track for hot laps, a speed test that will determine the starting order for day one. For the global victors, Brunel, Inoptus, and Twente, every millisecond matters. For the others, high-speed practice for the open road is the biggest goal.
Hey Dad, world record.
First time through,
First time
fastest
through,
speed.
the fastest speed.
Yes!
Yes!
Carpe diem!
Let's break! We the best!
When the results for hot laps come out, one unexpected team has managed to snag fourth place. Just 16 seconds behind Solar Team Twente, 20 seconds behind Inoptus, and a mere 26 seconds behind the winners, Brunel. On an F1 track, 26 seconds might seem like a significant gap, but in a solar-powered vehicle, 26 seconds is a tiny difference. A well-taken corner, or just a little more sunshine hitting their panels, could have easily closed that gap. For a new team to come this close to three of the most dominant forces in international solar challenges, it's nothing short of remarkable. And the surprise team is Solar Team Solaris. Established in 2003, Solaris built the very first solar car in Turkey in 2005.
This is the F11 that's been built in 2021. So it's seen two circuit races, and this is its first road competition. It's a big challenge for us. It's a new thing for us. It's a new place for us. So it will be very different.
Since then, they've built 6 more vehicles and competed in 36 solar competitions in total. With this being their very first road challenge, all eyes are now on them to see if they can keep defying the odds.
My feelings are good about here. Like, We don't know what we're gonna see, but I'm hopeful that we'll have fun and we'll be grateful of what we've seen and what we've achieved down here. It's actually good for us. We're confident that we will be like we will achieve what we wanted.
Taking on the Solar Challenge for me was a huge risk at the time. I had, fortunately, I had the support of family. I think my wife thought I was mad at the time, but she supports me 100%. Having that support. This year was when all the vision came to fruition, where it all clicked and everything just fell into place. It's not even just the teams. Very humbling experience to have people in some of the most rural towns in South Africa come at you and say, thank you. Just thank you for bringing this to our town. Thank you for showing our kids that there's an opportunity out there. There's something else for them to do. Thank you for showing us, bringing a bit of hope.
2 hours before the start, the stage is set, the teams are ready, and South Africa's roads await.
The first morning of the Sasol Solar Challenge, I think it's butterflies all around. For me and the organizing team, it's a very nervous moment. I don't think I slept much the night before, never do. You're running every check in your mind because once that flag drops, there's no turning back. The journey started. So it definitely a lot of butterflies. I think for the teams, it's a nervous confidence. You've spent 18 months building this car. Everyone's eyes, all eyes are on you. It's go time, and you could see it's a very tense moment. And I think that a lot of teams, you don't want to lose it on day one.
This year's challenge raises the stakes with a new route, tougher competition, and a 2-year leap in solar innovation.
This year, we've also scouted the route in advance, and there aren't that many places where we are worried about. And if there are any places that might be more challenging, we've already, of course, come up with a plan to deal with those routes. If anything, the new route favors us as well, because it's a new route for everyone. So our competitors that have been here for multiple years already, they have less of an advantage because it's also new for them.
Here's how the next 8 days will work. Every day, using nothing but solar energy, teams must travel from the day's start line to the day's finish line before the 5 p.m. cutoff time. At a point roughly halfway along the day's route, teams must check in at a control stop to record their distance and meet logistical requirements. But here's the twist. The Sasol Solar Challenge is a distance-first competition, which means teams must accumulate more distance than their opponents in order to win. But how do they do that? Through loops. These are extra stretches that teams have the chance to take at the control stop as many times as they want, as long as they arrive at the finish line on time. However, none of the challenge route is blocked off, meaning teams face real-world conditions including traffic lights, other road users, animals, and a South African specialty, potholes. Also, breaking the rules like exceeding speed limits or improper overtaking can result in penalties like distance deductions. Over 2,500 kilometers, 6 different provinces, and 3 different climates stretch between the teams and the finish line in Cape Town, Western Cape. With all the teams lined up, spectators and sponsors looking on in anticipation, let the challenge begin. Beyond a competition, the Solar Challenge is about sparking a passion for science and technology in the next generation through the schools program that takes place at the control stops at schools across South Africa. These initiatives are there to inspire young minds to innovate and create and dream of a future bigger than they thought possible.
It's about young kids who see what's possible and they get to test technology. It's about them pushing limits, about really solving challenges and finding alternative sources of energy, and it links back to our strategy as a business on how we are about finding and innovating. We go where nobody else has been.
This race is a real-world crucible where groundbreaking ideas move from labs to the field and are tested under some of the most enduring conditions. Many technologies in today's commercially available passenger vehicles trace their roots back to decades of challenges like the Solar Car Challenge.
The uniqueness of the Sasol Solar Challenge is it's a distance-first competition, meaning it's not about who arrives first, but it's about who gets the most kilometers driven by the power of the sun. And the only way that you can do that is by allowing an opportunity for teams to drive further than the set minimum. We do that through loops. So every day has a loop opportunity at the control stop where the teams can rack up extra kilometers. So briefly explained, if the day stage is a 300 kilometer stage from start to finish, and there's a loop of 50 Ks, if one team does 2 loops, they would get 400 Ks. But if another team does 3, they would get 450 Ks. And that's how we see these totals start racking up as we head down to Cape Town, and you get different distances. It's all about how many loops you can do. If you want to win the event, achieving the set minimum that's non-negotiable. Really where it sets out is how many loops extra can you get in.
So yeah, it was very cool. It was electrifying. I had a lot of anxiety beforehand because, of course, it's the first start we do as a team, and we're very, very happy with how it went. And we drove very fast to the first loop. We're trying to do as many loops as possible today. So yeah, we're very happy with that. Yeah, the speed limit today is quite high, so we can actually drive quite fast. And the coming days, the speed limit will be lower. So we think we don't have the opportunity to do as many loops as we can today. So we're feeling very happy. So our lead vehicle and chase vehicle, they're both very good at what they do right now. They're very happy with how the training went. So also this quite busy stint here, I don't think we'll have any problem.
Well, I'll see you at the... We just drove our second loop of day one. Everything went really great. There's a lot of traffic, but sun is shining and we are pacing. Thank you very much.
Just as teams go out for their very first loops of the challenge, a nearly fatal disaster strikes TUT.
They had a crosswind come up out of nowhere. We were aware of the crosswinds. It was a long way from where we would even consider it dangerous.
Going down the hill with a lot of side winds and maybe a little bit not too much experience of the drivers. Unfortunately, the wind turned understeer, oversteer, and then he swerved off the road.
The pilot had a moment where they felt that they'd lost control. They corrected and then unfortunately overcorrected again. And like any vehicle, when you do that process, you lose control. The vehicle fortunately didn't roll, it just landed up on its roof. The pilot, most importantly, was completely okay, not hurt at all, a little bit shaken up.
Unfortunately, there was a concrete ditch on the side of the road which made the car flip over. And we did check the car, it's not much wrong, but the regulations unfortunately states that we're not allowed to participate competitively.
Our rules are quite clear on any vehicle that does end up on its roof has to be withdrawn because we cannot guarantee the structural integrity of that vehicle anymore.
So we'll have to make a call tonight to see if we're going to continue tomorrow or we're going to head back home, unfortunately. Yeah.
It was incredibly sad. I think that it was something that was a bit of a punch in the gut to everyone. I'm sure, as an organising team, we all feel very close to the TUT team. They're a very proudly African and South African team. We always want to see them do well, but unfortunately, it is the nature of what we do. As I've said many times, it's deliberately designed to be hard. If it was easy, everyone would do it. Unfortunately, this time round, it just happened to be their turn to have the incident on day one.
With most teams having made the best of their first control stop,
there was a point where 4 trucks back to back to back to back. It feels like you're driving into a wall, basically, every time. But it's so good. It works. 4 arms are shot, but it's expected.
the challenge continues on to the finish line. What remains to be seen is whether the big 3 teams will make it on time for the cutoff. For Carpe Diem and EV Next, the day wasn't quite smooth sailing. As well as they prepared and as well as they performed, nothing prepared them for the greatest challenge of the day, human error.
We forgot to switch on a plug, the switch. So we thought the solar was charging itself, a regenerative power. But then, unfortunately, it wasn't. So we were eating more power than was coming in from the solar to the battery. So now we're trying to fix that by charging the battery. Then tomorrow, hopefully, since we turned on the switch again, it will charge itself. Even though the plug was off,
working here.
we're still confident. We did, I think, 78 kilometers per hour. At least we saw this problem earlier, not in highways or something. But now everything seems to be good and on track again.
The challenge kicked off with a dramatic day one, covering 194 kilometers from Secunda to Sasolburg, with an optional 36.9 kilometer loop for teams to rack up extra kilometers.
Converge is now open. Team managers may view the results. Other teams, please view your cars. I need Auto Solar and Solar. You're blocking the way. Hey, yeah. You can come. You can get ready.
At the top of the leaderboard, Inopta's Solar team took an early lead, clocking an impressive 489.2 kilometers, outpacing rivals Brunel's Solar team and Solar Team 20, who tied for second with 452.3 kilometers each.
Yeah, look, I mean, it was interesting. Previous solar car challenges and even other events around the world, teams don't tend to show what they've got on day one. It's a little bit of a cat and mouse game. You don't want to lose the event in terms of being far behind, but neither do you really want to show your competition how much muscle you've got.
We are very happy with the results. We got here right on time, so we drove 7 loops. So yeah, that was the plan, and we executed it perfectly. So yeah, happy with that.
Inopta's strategic use of the optional loop gave them the edge, showing they're ready to dethrone Brunel.
Yeah, the loops you already mentioned. We did 8 loops, so we covered a little bit more distance than the other teams. And of course, we were a little bit late today because there was some rain coming, and we tried to avoid it.
Fortune favors the bold, and they were bold, and I think it did more than just get them into the front. It also there were some very heated conversations in the other two camps that afternoon. People didn't expect it. I didn't expect it, and I don't think the other two teams expected it. And it really made people question what do they have, what do they not have. For them to come out and lay the marker down on day one was impressive, but highly competitive, and it shows how solar cars have evolved. You know, it is a competition. We teams do come to win, and they definitely came out with a it's all or nothing mentality. So yeah, all power to them.
Meanwhile, the Turkish newcomers Solar Team Solaris had a tough day, finishing with only 194 kilometers, falling almost 300 kilometers behind the lead teams on the very first day. Despite a strong showing in the hot laps, the transition to a long-distance road competition proved quite challenging.
It was good, it was smooth, and hopefully it will be better in tomorrow.
Solaris are traditionally a circuit competing team. They've competed in a number of circuit events, and circuit competition in solar cars doesn't prepare you for the open road. And I think they really realized that. It's not ideal conditions. It's not a smooth, flat road. They had challenges with the other road, with appreciating other road users and traffic. And I think their biggest challenge was they underestimated the other elements of the challenge in terms of the logistics, moving, everything like that. And I think they've learned a huge amount, and I know that they'll be back stronger than ever.
Inopta's Solar team crossed the finish line in first place, but their victory might not be as secure as it seems. Their bold decision to take an extra loop on day one gave them an edge over their rivals, but it came with a clear rule break. The penalties could be devastating. Will their shot at glory put everything on the line? Find out next time on Horizon.